So you know, I never knew that Hitler had a daughter. So I was sent a link to a blog on my Facebook fan page the other day, and upon reading it, I thought this was satire. Because I've read a lot of convincing satires, which I actually thought were real, that make fun of feminism, Christianity, evolution, atheism. You know, some people are able to write blog posts that are satire in a very convincing way. However, when I first read this is what I thought it was. However, upon researching and investigating more, I have come to the very strong conclusion, not strong conclusion, this is the conclusion that this is real. This is a real person, a real blogger, a real feminist, and by far this is one of the most radical feminists I think I've ever ran into. In fact, I even responded to her blog post under a different username because I didn't want her to know who I was, specifically Daniel Sulzbach, Mr. Repzion, but that no longer is the case anymore. So you're probably wondering, what possibly could this feminist say to make her such a fanatic? Let's take a look. The title of the post is, "All Men Should Be Castrated, International Castration Day," and I'm going to read off this post to you. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Krista, otherwise known as the Femitheist. I am a female, I'm a feminist, and someone who believes strongly in true equality. Now, I will be explaining this entry before I post the actual article for your discussion, of course. Women must and will have equality, and this is the only way to achieve true equality. The testicles of the male, which produce the majority of their testosterone, are the primary cause of their violent behavior. The testicles also attribute greatly to many health problems of men experienced later in life, such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer. The solution? International Castration Day. It is my belief, which I consider factual based upon my research, that all men should be castrated, not for their own safety, but for the safety of all innocent women and children. And, in order to achieve this, the entire world should have an international holiday known as Castration Day. Males of all ages will be brought to the public squares of their cities nude to stand together in a circle as they wait castration by a woman known as the castrator, who will be a woman chosen from the public, much like a juror. Girls of all ages will attend, lining the streets, and cheer and applaud the males as they join the rest of the civilized society. It will be a free vacation for any working woman, and young girls will be able to leave school to attend this glorious ceremony. The males then will have 1 hour to get to know their castrator. The female spouse will also be able to choose whether or not they would like to milk the male in order to retain a sperm sample. If the male is too young for a spouse, their mother or closest female relative will decide. After this, the men will be given anesthetics. They will be placed on a table where this castrator will then slice open their ball sack, remove their testicles, and the excess skin, stitch them up, and clean them up. They will be given a 30-minute period to rest after the procedure. Once the males have been castrated, they will be grouped together again and again for one last look before walking nude back to their homes. The woman will then return to their jobs, schools, and rejoice in completion of yet another successful ceremony. Any man who tries to evade this holiday, Castration Day, should be murdered wherever they are found, treated as a criminal, as it will be a crime not to attend, or forced to attend, regardless of their age. Any woman who disagrees with this should be provided therapy in order to free her from her misogynistic indoctrination. This holiday should be replaced the day known as currently what is known as Father's Day. If this practice were adopted officially all across the world, all war, crime, and violence would end. We would have what is known as a true utopia, where peace reigns and men do what they only exist for, which is breed, labor, serve, and die. Likewise, the change of their hormones would make them less aggressive and thus less likely to rape. It would also provide them with a better health throughout their life, as the testicles are the major cause of health issues in the males as they age. All will profit from this, and I believe this day will someday come soon. Thank you for your consideration. The Femitheist Divine. Posted at 2:55 a.m. So going back to the first part of her post, she says, the testicles of all males which produce the majority of their testosterone are the primary cause of their violent behavior. First of all, this is wrong. There's no such scientific evidence for this. This has not been established. In fact, this is a myth. Someone with more testosterone does not mean that they are more aggressive and more violent. What's really ironic here is that you're saying that all men have this violent behavior towards women, but did you know, statistically speaking, and this has been backed up with my link down below in the description, since I am backing up my video with sources, that domestic violence against men is almost as equal, if not more, than domestic violence against women? But the funny thing is, domestic violence against men, when women abuse men, which does exist, it's not taken seriously by the media. The media doesn't look as domestic violence against men. This is one of the reasons why I don't like feminism, because feminists claim that domestic violence is only against them. They claim that domestic violence is only a gender problem, that domestic violence is only against females. No, sorry to break it to you, no, it's not. No, it's not. Domestic violence or any type of violent behavior is a humanity problem. It is a people problem. You feminists out there try to play the victim card and say that domestic violence is only against women. It's not. That's a myth. Sexism reigns on females and males. This woman in which I am responding to believes that men shouldn't be able to raise children, that men shouldn't be able to stand and pee in a urinal. You, Miss Femitheist, must not even realize that men are not even treated fairly when it comes to child custody laws, or when it comes to the idea of child support. Did you know that in America, female mutilation is abhorrent? We people find it disgusting, yet in America, we get our genitals mutilated all the time. We get our foreskin chopped off upon birth. And don't tell me that removing the foreskin is just a piece of skin. It is a form of genital mutilation, and I believe people should have a choice on whether they want their foreskin removed or not, just not to just have it chopped off. And for those people who are going to say, well, it's just a piece of skin on your little pee-pee. Well, okay, you got skin all in your hands. You want those ripped off? You have skin on your eyelids. Would you rather have your eyelid skin ripped off or cut off? No, I don't think you would. So don't tell me it's just skin. But why isn't circumcision challenged in America? But when it comes to female mutilation, it's wrong, it's disgusting. Did you also know that women are 40% less likely to receive prison time than men for the exact same crimes? So you could have a woman who murders people, and she's going to receive less of a sentence simply because she is a woman, while the male may receive up to years in prison, while the woman only gets half that for the same exact crime. So, Miss Femitheist, I went to your YouTube channel and watched a good portion of your videos, only to come to realize that you believe that all men are automatically inferior to women. You say that all men are all violent. You don't know how to do research, because if you research this issue, you would find out that you could not be more mistakenly wrong. What you're proposing in your blog post is suffering and pain, and you're using misogyny as your own disposal against men. I think one of the most disturbing things you say in your blog post is near the end when you say, breed, labor, serve, and die. This is the exact mentality, the exact attitude that the patriarchal holds on women. You are not seeking equality, you're seeking power. You're seeking oppression, you're seeking authority. That is not equality. That is not true equality. You claim in your blog post that true equality cannot be achieved if men and women live on the same planet? I call bullcrap on that one, Missy. Even to this very day, there are men who advocate against some misogynistic attitudes towards women. I'm one of them. Likewise, I advocate against misogynistic attitudes towards men. I'm against misogyny not for the patriarchy, but simply because I believe in equality, which you don't have any comprehension of. You sit here behind a computer screen and type your little response out, while there are men and there are women actually out in this world fighting for what is known as true equality. The only thing you seek to do is to cause pain, suffering, and despair in the world. You have delusional ideals, and yet you have no real facts about how life works. And believe it or not, sexism does exist towards men. You are in fact so blinded by your hatred towards men that you don't even realize how a disgusting perversion of humanity that you are. How in the world do you expect to create a perfect utopia when the mentality you have is all of hate and suffering and torture. That has been attempted through history, and it's never worked. When you attempt to force people to adhere to your skewed, perverted ideology, you only prove to be the imperfection that you hold desperately onto. And believe it or not, I almost feel pity for your blindness. You feed the circle of hatred in our world today. I honestly can't believe that you think all violence, all crimes, all war would end. Also, the whole idea of castrating all men, this is a huge violation of human rights. You fight for true equality, but it falls flat here. You believe in the idea of torture, causing pain to someone, and what I find most ironic is that you're actually deleting comments on your blog, some of which I wrote. But I want to make one thing clear. You don't know what true equality is. True equality takes the injustice on both sides of the spectrum, male and female, and addresses both of them. True equality takes the unfairness of men and the unfairness of women and addresses both of them. That is true equality, and I support true equality, but what you present here is not true equality. It is bigotry. It is hatred. All I can really conclude from you is that love, peace, social equality doesn't exist in your mind. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you don't even know what it's like to be able to love someone. And for that, I truly feel sorry for you.